Finance Minister has come up with 1 lakh crore budget. It was widely publicized. But now, after the both states got divided, each state is presenting 2 point average 2 lakh crore budget. That itself is a sign that both states have definitely developed after the division. Of course, 1 decade passed after that. Even then, there is a significant improvement in the budgets of both states, both Telugu states. A question may be asked, did the Telugu states achieve anything by division? Definitely right. Substantial 2.5 lakh crore budget is something substantial which is worth mentioning. Right. And another significant trend which you guys have to observe in this context is percentage of capital expenditure. Telangana ranks among the top 5 states when it comes to its capital expenditure. When it comes to capital expenditure, there are other states like Kerala, but Telangana also ranks one among the top when it comes to capital expenditure. I'll just show you that slide for you. Telangana and Kerala lead the capital expenditure chart of the state. Whereas the big states like Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, they did not focus adequately on the capital expenditure. I hope it's easy to tell that capital expenditure is something very significant for the development of India. Capital expenditure is nothing but the investments, creation of the assets. Of course, when compared to the state government, national government is much more proactive in the capital expenditure. But this important point you have to notice is Telangana and Kerala, especially as we are interested in understanding about Telangana. Telangana is proactive when it comes to its capital expenditure and creation of capital. Okay, that is one point. And if you want to compare, because often questions may come up in your prelims, it would want you to compare between Telangana and state Indian government. Indian government budget, you can see here, the capital expenditure is this much, 5.54 lakh crore. That is what government of India is spending as part of its capital expenditure. And if you also take into account, there is something called as grants in aid, you must be aware, grants in aid for states. So grant also involves creation of capital expenditure. So there is a term called as effective capital expenditure. So what is this effective capital expenditure? Simple. One, central government spending on the creation of assets, capital expenditure. Then plus what will become effective capital expenditure? Central government will also give to the state governments some money in the form of grant in aids. This grant in aids, central government expects state governments to spend on creation of capital assets. So both of them put together, the capital expenditure by central government and money given by the central government to the state to invest on the creation of capital expenditure, both of them put together is called as effective capital expenditure. Right? So let's not go much into this discussion. These are just numbers, but the numbers are also important. Keep in mind that Telangana is not a laggard. Telangana is going good when it comes to spending of its, capital expenditure and creation of assets. Right? We will discuss more about it as we go further. Right? So these are some interesting points. What is crowding in of the investment and what is crowding out of the investment? If government of India spends more on capital expenditure, will it contribute to crowding in or crowding out? Isn't it? Crowding out. Crowding out means, see, if government itself is spending a lot of money, then automatically wherein government is not taking money from the markets, government is spending money. So when government is spending, even private sector also will be motivated to come and spend money on what? Investment. So this is another thing I want you to observe. List of the Indian states and union territories by GDP. So here, why I am interested in showing this is,
What rank Telangana occupies? Any idea? It keeps varying between 7 to 10. Be aware of this. Telangana's rank when it comes to GDP keeps varying between, so which is the highest when it comes to Maharashtra, roughly 32 lakh. You need not remember these numbers, but keep these numbers important for analysis. Followed by Tamil Nadu, followed by Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, West Bengal, of course Rajasthan also is there. What about Andhra Pradesh? Andhra Pradesh, we generally tend to believe that Andhra Pradesh, when it comes to Telangana, is not performing as good as Telangana. But the reality is not that. Any reason why? Andhra Pradesh is not performing any lesser than Telangana. Andhra Pradesh has more cities when compared to Telangana. Telangana has only Hyderabad. Whereas in Andhra Pradesh, you have tier 1 cities and like Tirupati, Guntur, Vijayawada, Vishakhapatnam, Eluru. That is what Telangana also is trying to do. We'll discuss about it further later. Telangana also is trying to develop more and more number of tier 2 cities and tier 1 cities also. For Telangana right now, Hyderabad is the growth engine. No doubt Hyderabad is recording remarkable growth, but that alone is not sufficient. Telangana also should focus on development of tier 1 cities and tier 2 cities. This is an important opinion. You have to build a little bit more on this argument. But yes, Telangana is somewhere between 7 to 10. But there is a commonality in these top 10 states. Most of them are coastal states, except for Uttar Pradesh and Telangana and Rajasthan. But especially for Telangana, there is the disadvantage. Telangana has one important disadvantage being not having a coastline. So Telangana has to focus on at least building good hinterland connectivity. Isn't it? There are also proposals of Telangana government taking Bandar port for lease and developing and investing it. So such a questions may come up in your examination, or you also have to build such opinions wherein yes, Telangana has to focus on. It may take, there are some ports, not every port government of Andhra Pradesh can invest and develop. There are certain ports which have potential. Telangana has a lot of money with it, isn't it? Because per capita income is high. We will come to that in a little while. So why not? Telangana invest in the development of the port in the neighboring state and use this port for its purpose. You understood my point? Because that is one biggest factor that is pulling down Telangana in achieving its potential better. Right? Yes. So observe these numbers. You can see Telangana is comparable to Kuwait in its GDP, whereas Maharashtra is comparable to country like Norway. Tamil Nadu is comparable to country like Finland in its GDP. Okay, it's not encouraging you to mug up these numbers, but I just want you to be aware of this. What actually is the real position of Telangana, right? Then next point we will talk about. Secondary sector, manufacturing and construction sector recorded a growth of 21.5% in Telangana, and services sector put up a growth rate of 18.3%. So here what I want to emphasize more is construction sector especially is lifeline for Telangana, especially in Hyderabad and also some cities now like Warangal or Nizamabad. So you have to expect a question both your prelims examination and also mains examination on construction sector. Construction sector is a lifeline. So questions may be like, what interventions government has taken for facilitating construction sector? Or what else government can do for betterment of the construction sector? And there are reports coming from different international agencies telling that potential of the Hyderabad as the next growth destination, isn't it? You can see it here. 13% of Telangana GDP is contributed by real estate and construction sector. Is little bit old statistic. It might be now 14, 15, but recent growth percentage is significant. 21% growth has been recorded. I'll share this PDF. Numbers, don't focus on numbers for time being, focus more on the conceptual clarity. But what I want to just impress upon you guys in this session is the importance or the significance of construction sector to the Telangana. Of course, manufacturing also is important, We will discuss about manufacturing also. And look, different reports saying that among 150 cities rated by the JLL's City Momentum Index report, Telangana ranked 5. And what is the reason for this good rank of Telangana? It is this: increased investment in infrastructure, isn't it? Government is implementing, right? Strategic road development program, strategic Nala development program, this SRDP, SNLP, all these are very important projects. Of course, metro and outer ring road, regional ring road, these are all the money which government is investing on the infrastructure in the city. And you must be aware that Kaleshwaram water is about to come to Hyderabad. And when Kaleshwaram water starts coming to Hyderabad, Hyderabad will not face any kind of water crisis till 2040, 2050 is the projection by most of the international reports. That's why Hyderabad is called as the next city to be watched. People are actually seeing the growth of Telangana, right? Then of course the creation of highly skilled jobs. Facebook, Amazon, everybody is here, right? Except for Netflix, I believe all the farm companies are there in Hyderabad, are situated in Hyderabad. And companies like IKEA, all these people have started investing in Hyderabad. And high levels of FDI, foreign direct investments are also. So these are the three major reasons why Hyderabad is registering a very fast growth, and why Hyderabad has recorded the highest growth in the city momentum indexes of JLL. Sure. So yes. Then some of you might be thinking, what initiatives of Telangana government must have led to this? You can see it here, right? IPAS, TS IPAS, very popular. Most of you would have heard about it. What is TS IPAS? Industrial Project Approval and Self-Certification System, TS IPAS. Why is TS IPAS considered as unique? One, it is single window. Several departments are available on a single window portal. That is, then what else? Yes, it will track the movement of the file. Transparency, accountability, time bound. One more thing, it is like a right. If within 50, of course, penalties are also given. If within 15 days, deemed to be approved, that's very important point. Deemed to be approved. Look, already these many industries got approvals, these many units commence their operations because of TSI pass. Then it's not just about single window, you can see it here. Right to timely clearances, acceptance of self-certification, and 15 days time limit for mega projects. Penalty if departments delay clearances. Of course, one single application form, you need not apply differently for, it will club all the applications and bring it into one single application form. The nodal officer on the line, then there is one nodal officer responsible, like Singapore Economic Development Board. Applicants liable for action if self-certification is false. It is like putting the onus on the applicants. If there is any wrong information you have given, then you will be penalized. In the later date, if it was found that what he has given is a wrong information. But it will ensure that time-bound clearance and minimum inspection, maximum facilitation. So that is one important initiative, TS IPAS, which has led to significant. It can be a good 10 marker or a 15 marker. Also in prelims, also they can ask a statement-based question on TS IPAS. Apart from this, other initiatives like, it has ensured that pollution clearances was made easy. Not every pollution clearance should go to central government level. Only certain categories should go to central level. Usually it takes a lot of time for pollution clearances. So that problem also they have addressed. Then of course, with the vision of inclusive industrialization with social equality, secure progressive business regulatory environment, and Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, all these things have been established for the betterment of ease of doing business. And of course, impact fee also is one important initiative taken. What is this impact fee? Shelter fee, you must have heard about it. Impact fee. Simple. Impact fee means developer. Developer means somebody who is developing. any project, developmental project, especially the residential or commercial housing project or building project, they have to pay certain amount of money as impact fee. Why? Because he building or he developing this development project will have impact on the city infrastructure, right? Let's say if Amazon has established India's large or world's biggest office, don't you think it will use our sewage, our street lighting system, our roads, everything ours? We have given space, not just given space, their employees will also use the city infrastructure. So they also have to pay for it, so that we can use this money to build infrastructure in other parts of the city, isn't it? Such a thing is called as impact fee. So this impact fee led to more money with the municipal corporations, which they have used to fund for better development of the infrastructure in other parts of the city. That is this concept of impact fee. There is one more concept called as shelter fee. Shelter fee. Heard about that? Shelter fee? Shelter fee is nothing but affordable housing. Take money from whom? People who are investing in the developmental projects, especially in the construction sector, and use that money for building affordable housing projects. So all these initiatives has led to quick development or swift development of the construction sector. And people are predicting that construction sector will get a further boost because government of Telangana is aggressively promoting Telangana data centers. You heard this? Data centers. Government also has come up with Data Center Policy 2016. What are data centers? Data centers means, I'll also show you how a data center looks like. This is a data center. It's all about entire data will be passing through. Entire 70% of the entire world's internet traffic pass through one single city in Silicon Valley. 70% of the entire internet traffic of the world, because they have supercomputers, big computers which can process all the data. So it is like they have all our data. Our data is with them. Because countries like us did not focus on building data centers. That's the problem. So what is the biggest limitation that we could not build the data centers? Yeah, what is the biggest limitation? Why we could not build the data centers? Any idea? First reason is it's, of course, data allocation policy is one reason, but most important reason it costs a lot of electricity. It consumes a lot of electricity, data centers, and also it needs semiconductor industry. Semiconductors, right? The transistors, motherboards, whatever you call it, printed circuit boards. You open your phone or laptop, what you see inside is that transistors, all those things. We don't have semiconductor industry in the country, vibrant semiconductor industry in the country. That's why we don't have big supercomputers which can process actually the data. So now Telangana government is promoting Hyderabad aggressively as a data center. It is trying to attract investments. This also has big potential for the construction sector. Sorry, I'll ask this question. Is this data centers labor intensive? They are not labor intensive. They are just capital intensive, but they have their own advantages. Especially the technology depth which is required to have a data center will be definitely beneficial to us. Okay? Yes. Look here. Most of the data centers of the world, they are confined to very few countries. United States itself has so many data centers. So Hyderabad is fast emerging as a hotspot in data center space. So presently capacity is only 30 megawatts and catering to entertainment, media industry related data and like IT industry data and energy sectors data, but there is scope for much more addition. So Microsoft in talks with Telangana government. Even Amazon is also thinking of setting up data centers. Now, world countries are looking towards Hyderabad as a next investment destination for data centers, right? Yes. But government of Telangana, this is interesting. Government of Telangana is interested in building these data centers, not in Hyderabad, but in Warangal, Nizamabad, like this. Because data centers, what they require? Electricity, good connectivity. They require is good connectivity and electricity. See, previously the preference for data centers is the coastal cities. You know why? Coastal cities? Heating is not that big problem because underground sea cables, that optic fiber cables, underground sea cables, undersea cables, they can carry, they are optical fibers, right? They can carry large volumes of data in less time. So usually the preference is for coastal cities, but because of frequent, climate-induced disasters or other disasters like flooding events, storm surges, and all, now the preference of establishment of data centers have moved towards hinterlands. Same trend is visible in other parts of the world also. So we also want to take that advantage. So in Telangana, the plan is to have these data centers in the small towns like upcoming cities like Warangal, Nizamabad, likewise. But you have to focus on both electricity, it consumes a lot of electricity, and also good internet connectivity. It can be a good 10 mark karma or it can also be a prelims based questions. Any questions may come in prelims also, like data centers, what do they need, what kind of technology they need, electricity is a constraint, labor is a constraint, these kind of questions they can ask. Okay, yes. Then when it comes to irrigation, so allocation for irrigation sector this time is 22,675 crore. Irrigation would be the important topic, very important topic, because Telangana government has made remarkable strides when it comes to irrigation sector. So prepare thoroughly on the topic of irrigation. I'm not going in depth on this topic, but just see some of the major projects. So currently, which is the biggest project which is operational? You can see Sriram Sagar, then Nagarjun Sagar, Jurala. This is I have taken from website of Government of Telangana itself. Most of them are on river Godavari, Jurala and river Krishna. Nagarjun Sagar also is on river Krishna. These data, keep yourself updating. I'm not going into much depth here because irrigation is a very big topic. Irrigation in Telangana is a big topic. Keep yourself updating on this. Any news on irrigation, try to compile all the information at what place. There are actually not many projects, hardly important for our exam will be some 10 to 15 projects. All small projects, don't take them seriously. Minor projects, you need not take them seriously, but major projects, you have to take it seriously and try to prepare a little bit depth and detail. Like how much catchment area, I mean, how much they are irrigating, what percentage of irrigation they are contributing to, this kind of data would be helpful. And government also, giving 22,675 crore for irrigation sector alone, that itself shows, its intent, right? So what is the present status of Kaleshwaram project? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. So another 5 years, Kaleshwaram project also is going to be a reality. We will discuss about Kaleshwaram project later. So anybody know about the annual rainfall of Telangana? Roughly 90 centimeters to 150 centimeters in the northern parts of Telangana. Interior Telangana, it is 70 to 90 centimeters. Not all parts of Telangana have equal distribution of rainfall. Certain parts of Telangana receive more rainfall when compared to other parts of Telangana, especially that forested regions, northern Telangana regions, they receive more rainfall, right? And some more facts here in this context may be important for your exam. Krishna Basin, much water is allocated? 300 TMC. Yeah, whereas Godavari Basin is 954. That is rough allocation. And these are the two major river systems. Apart from this, small rivers, remember the names: Bhima, Dindi, Kinnarasani, Manjira, Maner, Panaganga, Pranahita, Peddavagu, and Taliperu. These are the important minor rivers of Telangana, right? Then some of the big lakes, Ramappa Lake, all of you would have heard about it. Even I read about it, yes. That's again center state issue. Yeah, I too read about it. I did not go in depth and detail, but I am aware of it, yes. So yeah, coming back to this. And this again I have taken from the website of Telangana government itself. Big lakes, remember the names because in prelims they can ask. Important lakes: Ramappa Lake, Pakal Lake, Laknavaram. You know where is Laknavaram, right? Where is Pakal? All of them are around, Warangal region, right? The Mir Alam tank is the finest example of arched dam constructed across Musi River. Mir Alam tank, it's in the periphery of Hyderabad itself, right? Then Ganapur Anicut across Manjira, with two canals called Fateh Nahar and Mahbub Nahar. Try to remember these names. Pocharam Lake, Usman Sagar, Himayat Sagar, lifelines of Hyderabad. Constructed across which river? Musi. EC. I have not heard of. I thought it's only Musi. But anyways, the one of the reason for why Musi has degraded to the status of Nala in Hyderabad also is because of Usman Sagar and Himayat Sagar. Of course, Hyderabad used to flood very frequently before Usman Sagar and Himayat Sagar. But after Usman Sagar and Himayat Sagar have come, definitely flooding of Hyderabad has come down significantly. Right? Nizam Sagar, Maneru, Dindi, Pale project, Vaira project, and Sarla Sagar project. These are important. You heard this name? Nawab Ali Zang Bahadur. Yeah. Of many projects, right? What projects? Nizam Sagar project. Many projects. Yeah, even Usmania University building, hospital building is very important, and that's why recently Telangana state government has declared Telangana Engineers Day on his name. Remember his name, very important. Nawab Ali Nawaz Jung Bahadur. You see it here, right? Ali Nawaz Jung Bahadur. Let's quickly read about him. Usman Sagar, Nizam Sagar, Himayat Sagar, and Ali Sagar Reservoir of Nizamabad district also is named after him. He served as the chairman of National Planning Committee on River Trining and Irrigation. Since 2014, Government of Telangana announced that his birthday will be observed as Telangana Engineers Day. Okay, simple fact, should remember his name. Nawab Ali Nawaz Jung Bahadur. He also worked along with Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya on certain projects. Yes. This is one simple thing you have to be aware. So in Telangana, major irrigation projects are those whose ayakat is more than 25,000 acres. How many such projects are there? 28 such projects. Medium projects, those many. Then minor projects, 46,531. At least remember, major irrigation projects. You have 28 major irrigation projects in Telangana. Okay? Yes. So government is saying, where are we getting funds for all these irrigation projects? Government is saying it is taking funds from Rural Infrastructure Development Fund of NABARD. Then JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, also is supporting it. Then of course, Government of India has a program, right? Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program as part of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. It's a sub-component of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, right? Accelerated Irrigation Benefit Program. And of course, World Bank assistance. So apart from the normal state plan, government is saying these are all our funding sources for our irrigation projects, right? Yes. Let's go to next area quickly. Telangana Palle Pragati. You must have heard about this very popular scheme. Telangana, what is the other name for it? Other name for Telangana Palle Pragati. Telangana Rural Inclusive Growth Project. Telangana Rural Inclusive Growth Project. What are they doing as part of this Telangana Palle Pragati? That's what. It could be a little more specific. I agree with you. Specifically saying, yes, 5 components: value chain development, human development, and establishment of Palle Pragati Seva Kendras, information communication technology partnerships, and project implementation support. To be a little more specific, in all these areas they are working. Sanitation facilities improvement, and of course for drinking water facilities improvement, you have Mission Bhagirath, burial grounds improvement, green cover improvement, solid and liquid waste management improvement. All these activities they are taking up. And one very interesting component of this Palle Pragati is funds will be allocated on monthly basis. Funds will be allocated on monthly basis to Gram Panchayats to spend, so that it will be a motivation. If you complete the fund, then the next month you will get fund. If you don't complete, next month you won't get the fund. Are you getting my point? There is no problem for funds in Telangana, obviously. That's why they have the luxury of implementation of schemes like this. So what is value chain development? Value chain development. Simple. Value chain development means right from the stage of something which starts with a raw material, ends with a product. Everything that happens between raw material to product is called as value chain. Developing value chain means improving everything across this value chain, so the efficiency of the production of the product will improve. Let's say cotton is a raw material, fabric is a final product. In the value chain there will be many things, right? The transport of the cotton, spinning of the cotton, many things. But each stage you have to focus on investment. Each stage you have to focus on infrastructure. So the entire value chain will become efficient. So the final product will be as less cost as possible. So it will have, we will compete in the world market, in the export market. Or for that matter, we will try to produce it in the cheapest possible cost. So everybody, consumer can enjoy it at the less possible price. That is. Yes, it is nothing but forward and backward linkages. So human development, as part of it, they are also working on human development, means certain skill development aspects also they are doing as part of it. Then Palle Pragati Seva Kendras. What is this Palle Pragati Seva Kendras? Simple. Palle Pragati Seva Kendras, previously also there are CSCs, right? Citizen Service Centers, which are nothing but Me Seva Centers. Now they have renamed it and they have made it more comprehensive. They are now calling it Samagra Palle Pragati Seva Kendras. Samagra Palle Pragati or Palle Pragati Samagra Seva Kendras means all services under one roof. People need not go anywhere. And interestingly, this Palle Pragati Seva Kendras, they will be run by not government but village level entrepreneurs, VLEs. Village level entrepreneurs means anybody can apply for this Palle Pragati Samagra Seva Kendras and they can run this. It is like one-stop shop. All government services under one roof. There is one more significant advantage of this Palle Pragati Samagra Seva Kendras. What advantage? This one more advantage is that it also helps in spreading of knowledge or awareness about government schemes. Because it is located in your own Gram Panchayat and it has all the information related to, and you need not run after different offices to get your work done. So that is the mandate or the purpose with which Palle Pragati Seva Kendras, Samagra Seva Kendras are established. Right? That is about this Telangana Rural Inclusive. What is the implementing agency? SERP, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty in Telangana, is the nodal agency for the implementation of Telangana Palle Pragati. Of course, implementation happens at the Gram Panchayat level, but SERP, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, is playing an important role. So this is about value chain. Then, so definitely Palle Pragati is a successful scheme. All these things have taken up: sanitation, greenery, burial grounds development, and panchayats were given tractors, water tankers, nursery, and several facilities are provided. Many national newspapers also have acclaimed the success of the Telangana Palle Pragati program. Just like Mission Kakatiya is a phenomenal success, similarly, Telangana Palle Pragati program also is widely hailed. People call it a silent success. They did not publicize much about it, but definitely Telangana Palle Pragati is often not just claimed by the government, but even many third-party agencies also have established that it's a successful program. It's not a new scheme. They have launched it in the 2015, around in 14, from 15 itself the program is being seriously implemented and it's a successful program. Look, government was committed to releasing these many crore per month for the village development. And see, even government has said, by looking at the success of the Telangana Palle Pragati, they also have launched Telangana Pattana Pragati. Telangana Pattana Pragati. So also read about this when I share the document with you. Samagra Seva Kendras. One-stop financial services center, branchless banking, then of course all the government service also. Financial services also, they are being routed through this Palle Samagra Seva Kendras. Okay? Yes. Then, yeah, I told right, SERP is a nodal agency, but SERP also has an important role to play in implementing this program related to self-help groups. Self-help groups program also is one of the important mandate of the SERP, right? Then, as I've already told, Pattana Pragati, Telangana, Pattana Pragati, similar mandate. Here also, monthly based funding will be provided for Telangana Pattana Pragati. They want to imitate the success of the Telangana Palle Pragati, right? Here also LED lights, nurseries for improving the green cover, all these things will be taken, and creation of better infrastructure in the town, let's say like integrated vegetable market, meat market, and of course money is being brought through Telangana Urban Finance Infrastructure Development Corporation. There is something called as Urban Finance Infrastructure Development Corporation, from which they are trying to bring funds. So Vaikunta Dhamams means burial grounds. They are also planning to develop burial grounds. It's not that you will have a direct question on Palle Pragati or Pattana Pragati, but any question on rural development in Telangana or urban infrastructure development or urban development in Telangana, you definitely have to make a mention about this Palle Pragati. And if a question comes on digital governance in Telangana or penetration of digital governance in Telangana, on such areas also, you have to definitely mention about Palle Samagra Kendras or decentralized model of implementation of programs in Telangana, doorstep delivery of services in Telangana. For all such aspects, you can mention about Telangana Samagra Seva kendras. Of course, you need not hesitate to write certain ideas. Some good ideas, some good things also happening in the neighboring state of Andhra Pradesh, right? Wherein they have established village level, ward secretaries, ward secretariats. You can also tell that even Telangana also can, try to imitate on such models, because it is like proper decentralization of administration, right? Much more decentralization and much better way of delivery of the services. Then you might have heard about this Manavuru Manabadi. This also I think they would have got inspired from the AP state government. They have launched first, right? What is the name there? Nadu Nedu. So Nadu Nedu is remodeled. Of course, you should not say remodeled. Here they are calling it as Manavuru Manabadi. Simple mandate, right? What is the mandate of Manavuru Manabadi? Nothing but development of the infrastructure. Already existing schools, whether it is their electricity or chalkboards, green chalkboards, toilet facilities, water availability, drinking water availability, furniture, lunch rooms or dining rooms, kitchen sheds, all these things they are focusing on this Manavuru Manabadi. And of course, they are also now focusing on the primary schools in the urban areas through one more initiative, Manabasti Manabadi. This also is, they are doing good job as part of this Manavuru Manabadi and Manabasti Manabadi. Right? But in Andhra state, it is much more successful. Nadu Nedu is much more successful. Here, I think they have started a little late. I'm sure here also, because they are not deprived of funds, they can definitely do a good job here also. Manavuru Manabadi. Right? This, in an essay on education, in the syllabus itself, they are given education in Telangana, something like that. So, education in Telangana, education development in Telangana. So, measures taken for, strengthening of education quality in Telangana, quality of education in Telangana. So for all such topics, if you can make a mention about Manavuru Manabadi, that will add more weight to your answers. Right? Even if you do not want to specifically mention Manavuru Manabadi, you can tell that a dedicated scheme has been launched to strengthen the school quality, school infrastructure quality. So it has got nothing to do with improving the quality of the teachers or teacher training, something like that, but school infrastructure quality was improved under this Manavuru Manabadi program. Another significant development, right? Medical college. One medical college, very ambitious, very, very ambitious. I think there are 33 districts. For 33 districts, if they want to come up with 33 medical colleges, that's a remarkable achievement. See, till the division of state, there are only 3 government medical colleges, right? 2 in Hyderabad, 1 in Warangal. Now, already I think they have established 8, and they want to come up, with for all the state, all the districts they want to come. And Asifabad, where is Asifabad? Huh? What is the full name of Asifabad? Kumaram Bing, Asifabad. Full name of Bhupalapalli, Jaishankar Bhupalapalli, Vikarabad, Sirsilla, Jangaon, Kamareddy, Karimnagar and Khammam, right? So these are the places where they are starting new medical colleges. Hope you know him. He is Finance Minister of Telangana. So how many of you are aware of all the districts? Just be aware of, because you are preparing for this exam, so you should at least know this much. I know it's a little difficult because all these have come up new, so you might, in the beginning days, it might be a little struggle to remember, but it's not that difficult once you get into doing things. So try to prepare it like this. Keep Hyderabad at the center and try to remember which are northeast to Telangana, which are northwest to Telangana, which are southeast to Telangana, which are southwest to Telangana, like this. So where is Narayanpet? South? Southeast, southwest? Narayanpet is bordering. Narayanpet is bordering Karnataka, right? Here you have Narayanpet. Jogulamba, Gadwal. Is there a district called Mahbubabad? Sure. Where it is? Here it is, right? Mahbubabad. Erstwhile, it's part of Warangal, right? Yes. There is Bhadradri Kottagudem, Siddipeta, Sirisilla, Rajanna Sirisilla, Kamareddy, Medak. So remember the names, very important. There is a possibility, yes, very much possible. You guys might become deputy collectors, joint collectors, or collectors of this district. So you have to at least remember the names of these districts, right? Yes. It will become easy for you to remember the subject. Then, yeah. So this is about information about medical colleges. More medical colleges are about to come. So medical college is about tertiary healthcare. So definitely tertiary healthcare. You can a question on development of tertiary healthcare in Hyderabad or tertiary healthcare in Telangana state. But for primary healthcare also they have taken significant steps. What did they do? Basti Davakanas. They are modeled after, and in the present budget also there is a mention about Basti Davakanas. Maybe they would have got inspired from the Mohalla clinics concept of Delhi. Acha. Primary health centers in, good, that's a good idea. Mohalla clinics are nothing but neighborhood clinics. Neighborhood clinics where free consultation, free medicine, free diagnostics will be provided. Basti Davakanas. So they are focusing not just on the tertiary healthcare, they are also focusing on the primary healthcare. Look, NIMS also number of beds they have significantly increased. TIMS you must have heard, right? TIMS, important. Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences, they are adding 4,000 beds. Not just in Gachibowli, they are planning to come up in LB Nagar, Alwal, Erragadda. In Hyderabad city also, community health centers also they are significantly upgraded. They have given good funds. At least I have seen 4 to 5 and I heard that 8 to 10 community health centers also upgraded. The quality of hospitals and all were upgraded, number of beds increased, all those things they have done. Right? So healthcare in Telangana can be an important topic. Prepare for it, especially primary healthcare. And be aware of the health statistics. I have already told Mohalla clinics of yes, Delhi Mohalla clinics, Aam Aadmi Mohalla clinics is the inspiration behind this Basti Davakana. Okay, and per capita health expenditure in Telangana also you have to be aware. Per capita health expenditure in Telangana for Indian government it is 1,418 rupees per capita per year. Look, compare it with other countries. In US it is 4 lakhs. Where are we? 1400. Pathetic, right? In US it is, sorry, in US it is 4 lakhs. In UK it is that much. Even Russia it is that much. But in our country, that itself shows abysmal state of spending on the healthcare. Telangana also is not great. It is somewhere in 2,400, 2,500, only that much. So we have to significantly ramp up our spending in the public health. If we have to improve our per capita healthcare expenditure. Okay, that's one important idea. And also be aware of this, some statistics, like these details you can read it. I have given it so that you will understand the importance of public health expenditure. Information like what is IMR of Telangana, compare it to India. What is MMR of Telangana? Compare it to India. What are institutional deliveries in Telangana? Compare it to India. All these things you should be aware. Anybody? What is IMR of Telangana? What is? You can just Google and tell me. IMR of Telangana, infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate. Write down so that, yeah, 2018 data you have. Yeah, what 2018 data says? 23. Good. Infant mortality rate of Telangana is 23. What about country? India? Maternal mortality rate, I think it is 63. India is 29, Telangana is 23. There is a lot of scope for improvement because best for performing state like Kerala has 11, right? There is a lot of scope of improvement for Telangana when it comes to infant mortality rate. Maternal mortality rate 63, I believe, Telangana recent statistics. compare it with the best performing state, and you can tell that there is a lot of scope for improvement. But when compared to India, maternal mortality rate of Telangana is good. Now, so institutional deliveries in the recent times have increased in the Telangana, right? Yes. So Mission Telangana, it's very popular scheme. So, Mission Kakatiya. Mission Kakatiya, one point, it is like, upgradation of the existing minor irrigation tanks. That part is easy, but what I am expecting is the questions could be, what are the benefits? What benefits? And what are the reasons why this program has become successful? These kind of questions you can predict. So what benefits would have accrued? One, irrigation has improved, isn't it? ICUT definitely has improved because the government budget itself mentioned that the cultivated area in Telangana has increased by 80 lakh acres. A significant achievement, 80 lakh acres of cultivated area increase after the formation of the state. Of course, it's not just because of Mission Kakatiya, it is also because of the other irrigation projects. But because of Mission Kakatiya, what happened? First crop, second crop. Now the people who never thought about second crop, they are now considering about second crop. People who have never thought about paddy, they are now growing paddy in the vicinity of the lakes which have got revived. Even before the monsoon sets in, lakes are up to the brim, full to the brim. 1 month before monsoon, the pre-monsoon showers will be there, right? Even with that, lakes are full. And at least 50% of all the lakes in the Telangana are now full of water. That's a remarkable achievement, ma. If you drive through rural Telangana, you can really appreciate it, isn't it? See, what you see on highways is only a small part of it. You have to even drive through the rural Telangana, you will realize that Mission Kakatiya is a successful scheme. And of course, it has improved the microclimate. Microclimate has improved. It has improved the soil moisture. It has improved the underground water availability. It also has a positive impact on the drinking water supply, though directly they are not taking water from these tanks, but yes, it has a positive impact on overall underground water level improvement. So farmers got benefited because of this Mission Kakatiya. So, yeah. Fisheries. Yes, I heard that not in all places, but in some places they are also encouraging fishery. In some places they are also encouraging tourism. Local boating, resorts and all they have encouraged. Yes, provision of seedlings and all they would have done. So that would have led to growth of alternative livelihood opportunities for people, isn't it? In some villages I heard where Mission Kakatiya was successful, boating, local tourism also has, small resorts have proliferated. Yes, exactly. So in many ways Mission Kakatiya is successful. So you can definitely expect even an essay on this topic is possible. Mission Kakatiya, success of Mission Kakatiya. And my time will not permit now, but they can also ask a question on what factors are responsible for the success of Mission Kakatiya. And the desilted mud they have used in farms, which also has led to availability of the mud, good quality mud, that in turn has led to improved crop productivity. They would have desilted, right? Dredging they would have done. Dredging means desilting, or dredging means they would have cleared the soil for increasing the depth of the lake, for reviving the lake. That they have used in the neighborhood. They have used it for the agricultural lands. That soil is a fertile soil, right? So in many ways, Mission Kakatiya has benefited Telangana. Okay? Yes. Acha, that's interesting. So irrigation canals being linked to lakes which are revived, or the minor irrigation tanks which are revived after Mission Telangana. That's an interesting idea. I have not read about it. That's important, right? So there will be a constant supply of water to the lakes. So lakes will never dry. Lakes will never dry. They always will remain. Of course, catchment area development is important. Along with the catchment area development and revival of the lakes, if the lakes are being supplied water through irrigation canals, it will ensure that they are always, every lake is connected now. It will become one single basin. It will become one single basin. Just imagine multiple lakes, and all lakes are connected to each other. It can prevent flooding events also, isn't it? Whenever one lake is full, then from that lake water will flow into the next lake. Water will not overflow and water will not cause flooding. We often see these small roads getting drained away after every rainfall. Why? Because lake capacity or storage capacity is not sufficient. But if the lakes are connected, every lake is connected to other lake through simple canal system, then water will flow from this lake to another lake. It is like this. There will be many advantages, right? Mission Kakatiya. Flooding events. SNDP, Strategic Nala Development Program. I read about it. Yes. That's one of the major objective, because every time after every small rainfall, we often see news channels reporting that Hyderabad getting drowned, Hyderabad getting flooded. The reality is not that dreary. News channels trying to exacerbate it. But yes, why should we take that embarrassment also? If nalas are properly maintained, they automatically will take care, isn't it? So sponge cities concept is based on this, effectively maintaining the storm water drains. And if there are some cities which have natural advantage. Hyderabad has a natural advantage in the form of nala. Nala, what is nala? It's a tributary, right? It's nothing but a tributary of a river. It's naturally formed. Nobody has built it. Some of them are artificially built, but many of them are natural. It's just reviving them. Protecting them from encroachment, so they'll get back to their normal health. This will also significantly improve the underground water level also in the cities, right? So that is about this. Yes, SNDP is an important strategic, because SRDP is very much in the news. So they may prefer to ask a question on Strategic Nala Development Program, not just Strategic Road Development Program, right? Then some information I have given on this. Read about it. Some numbers are important, but definitely try to remember, because what happened after Mission Kakatiya, how many tanks have revived and came back to life. Those numbers can be important, especially in your essays. If you can write, that shows your depth, your level of connect. Especially the copy evaluators of the state public service commissions, they love to see numbers. Again, it's not stupid data, but some sensible data, which actually, here it is a good data. This is like how many lakes have got revived, how many lakes have come back to life, and how many more lakes they are planning to bring it back to life. These are good numbers, positive numbers. I am not asking you to remember all nonsensical data. Again, you should have that discernibility. IMR, sensible data. MMR, important data. Institutional deliveries improvement, it's an important data. And let's say total irrigation, how much cultivated area has increased, it's an important data, isn't it? Or how much Ayakat has increased, it's an important data. So such data only you have to remember, because the general tendency of students is that you have to remember a lot of data, it's not nonsensical or irrelevant data. Wherever the data is relevant, only that should all automatically strike to you. Okay, this is important, so I have to remember it. Some data which does not seem important, let's say how many villages got developed after Palle Pragati scheme, it's not good data. You should have that ability to discern between what is important data and what is not. Okay. Then another very popular scheme of Telangana government is Raitu Bandhu, right? So here Raitu Bandhu is too easy for you, but I am expecting a question like, compare it with PM Kisan. PM Kisan you must have heard, right? Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. Both of them claim themselves as investment support scheme. Investment support schemes. Investment support schemes. So what are the important difference? Simple. One important difference is their government will give you only, there means in central government, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, government will give you only 6,000. Here it is not 6,000. Here it is 10,000 per acre per year. This is significantly high. And here there is nothing like only I'll give it to farmers who have above 5 acres, nothing like that. There are no such restrictions. Of course, now government is thinking that you have to read as part of your newspapers, but there are no such restrictions. There, that 5-acre restriction is not correct. So because of that, very less number of farmers are actually getting benefited because of this Kisan Samman Nidhi. Here government has given it to all the farmers. So definitely it's a good economic policy. People may think it's not a good economic policy. Okay, few rich farmers may get benefited in this process. Let's not worry about it. But what we should be happy is many of the farmers who hitherto used to struggle for investment in the development of the agricultural lands, now they are spending money. I have seen like some of the people spending money on mulching. Previously they would have never imagined to spend money on mulching or spending money on soil reclamation or soil health revival. Previously their focus was just on producing something and selling off, making money so that they will not go to loss. Now people are actually thinking of investing in soil development or buying motor pumps. It's a healthy sign, ma. Thanks to the efforts of the government that they are giving this money. So these are the important differences between PM Kisan and Raitu Bandhu scheme of government of Telangana. You can quickly read it here. Yeah. Annual grant 6,000. Cap of 2 hectares to make a farmer eligible for the scheme. Raitu Bandhu, no restriction. Acha. So, okay, there 2 hectares have been removed in the recent. Okay, 2 hectares has been removed and okay, income tax payers, if they are doctors, if they are engineers, such people are not eligible for PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. But everybody else is eligible for PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, irrespective of the land holding. Everybody will get. Okay, nice. Thanks for the update. So, Raitu Bandhu of Telangana, no restrictions. Then capping of acreage, this is gone now. So while the center's farm support is 6,000 in 3 installment, here it is now they are thinking, now it is made in the present budget they have made it 10,000. So yes. Tenant farmers, there is no tenant farmers in case of here. No, I think here they are giving even for tenant farmers as far as I know. Acha. Raitu Bandhu incorporates even the tenant farmers. Maybe the source I have taken it from. Acha. So tenant farmers are not there in Raitu Bandhu of Telangana. Maybe this source is not correct. I'll also just cross check once if tenant farmers are included or not included as part of. You also try to find out. Are you sure? No tenant farmers as part of Raitu Bandhu. Okay, fine. Let's be clear on that. Tenant farmers are not included as part of the Raitu Bandhu. I'll also change it in the document. Okay. Yes. Then, yeah, one more slide on this. Then coming to, yeah, in the present budget, they also have mentioned about oil palm cultivation. Oil palm cultivation. They have also launched Telangana Mission Oil Palm. It's an ambitious scheme. Numbers also are significant in this context because, see, even today we are importing most of our oil palm. And it is also important for the food basket diversification. Most importantly, crop diversification in Telangana. Hope you have heard about the recent tug of war between Telangana and state government. Though government of Telangana is often insisting farmers to think beyond paddy, farmers are not going beyond paddy. So that is the reason now government is seriously encouraging this oil palm cultivation in Telangana. For that matter, Telangana. Acha. Okay, they are focusing on crop diversification. Acha, a dedicated index was developed for crop diversification. Very important. So, government is encouraging this crop diversification, especially, it wanted to grow this. Oil palm also is an important consideration. See, reason being, oil palm, we are importing a lot of oil palm. Not just Telangana, India. Even Telangana, a small state, it is not producing sufficient oil palm for itself. It is also importing. So first target of the government is at least to produce sufficient oil palm for Telangana. Then also the scheme is so ambitious where government of India has kept a target of 70 lakh acres. Telangana government itself has kept a target of 30 lakh acres for itself. Very ambitious target. And it is also working in that direction. And I launched a mission oil palm. But the problem with the oil palm is, the way it is cultivated right now is it is dependent on underground water. But what people are saying is that in the future, if the canal system in Telangana improves further, so that will lead to better availability of the water for the oil palm cultivation. One more reason, oil palm, it takes at least 3 to 4 years for it to bear fruits. But one advantage of oil palm is that you can grow intercrops. Advantage of oil palm is you can grow intercrops in between this oil palm that will serve the purpose of alternate livelihood opportunities. So in the long run also this will be viable. Government of Telangana is encouraging the growth of mission as part of its mission oil palm. And of course, Government of Telangana is also aggressively promoting growth of vegetables and fruits, especially in the periphery of the Hyderabad. Isn't it? In a circle around Hyderabad, they are aggressively promoting fruits and vegetables. That is also one of the reasons why fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables, are available at lesser prices when compared to many other Indian cities in Hyderabad in the recent times. The crop colonies concept, so there is no dedicated policy as such, but the government is encouraging the development of this, especially the horticultural crops in the periphery of the Hyderabad. This has led to better availability to the consumers at an affordable prices, the vegetables especially in the city of Hyderabad. And farmers also have got benefited. To read some statistics about this mission oil palm, I've included here. So I also told about this intercrops. These numbers also important, no? Edible oil production in India. So what is the deficit? So what are the targets kept? And what are the districts in which government is initially planning to encourage the growth of oil palm? These facts are important. Asara pension, easy to. So who all are eligible under Asara pension? So old women, widows, Gaud community. I heard it is filariasis, both are same. Elephantiasis patients, AIDS patients, physically disabled, and BD workers. So by the year 2018, keep updating yourself because new people, communities may get added to this Asara pension. But as of now, these are the people who are eligible for the Asara pension. They have made it from 65 years to eligibility. They have brought it down to 57 years. From 65 years, they have brought it down to 57 years. That is about Asara pension scheme. There can be a question. Measures taken for improving social security in Telangana or social safety net, strengthening of the social safety net or social protection mechanisms in Telangana. You have to definitely mention about this pension scheme, Asara pension scheme. Of course, there are also problems in the implementation when it comes to inclusion errors are there, exclusion errors are there, and delay in disbursement of pensions. All these things are there, but still Asara is a successful scheme where government is providing. Also try to remember these numbers. Numbers also keep yourself updating. It might change. So how much, 2,000, 3,000. By the time you write your exam, these number might slightly vary, but these numbers are also important. How much pension they are giving to different social groups is what you are supposed to remember. And this is another significant announcement in the present year budget, I think. They have revised the age limit to 57 years. If you are above 57 years, they are giving this Asara pension for the old age women. Okay, just these are the facts. These facts you should be aware. But most importantly, social security or social safety net in Telangana can be a simple 10 marker. Any other schemes for social safety net? apart from this? Dalit Bandhu scheme is not as such, it's not a social safety net. What they are doing as part of Dalit Bandhu scheme? It's a scheme for promotion of Dalit entrepreneurs. So what they are doing as part of this? As part of Dalit Bandhu, they are putting 10 lakh rupees directly into accounts of the people. Any conditionalities are there? What conditionalities? They want to encourage certain, sectors. So to encourage certain sectors, if people are interested in establishing, MSMEs in certain sectors, government is encouraging. We'll discuss about Dalit Bandhu. It's a big scheme. Dalit Bandhu is very, very important. In the present budget also, finances have been allocated for the Dalit Bandhu scheme, and entire country was shocked with this scheme. 10 lakh money putting into accounts of the people. It's not a small feat, ma. Either government should have that so much money, or at least should have that audacity to put that much money into the accounts of the people. 10 lakhs is not a small amount, right? It's not easy to get loan of 10 lakh. And government putting money, 10 lakh money into the account, of course they have already disbursed some 250, 300 people. They have piloted it, and they have allocated budget. You would have seen in this year budget, I think, I don't remember. In the long term, they want to spend around 17,000 crore on this. 100 beneficiaries. That is the problem. Of course, politically it may be controversial. Let it be politically controversial. Let's not get into the political aspect of it. I'm just talking about the kind of vision of the scheme. Definitely, let him spend whatever it is. But putting 10 lakh money into one's account will definitely improve his social status and economic status. If that guy is goodwill, he'll also invest in a business, he can definitely make a difference. 10 lakhs is sufficient to invest in a good business, especially in the rural areas. Even if 30-40% of the people for whom this money is given make good use of it, it can bring a significant change in their lives, not just their lives, in the lives of their families. So, of course, people have criticized it. It's like waste of money. It's not a poor economic policy. But yes, as popularly said, populist schemes are genuinely popular. And you are preparing for civil services, be aware of it. You are not preparing for MBA examination. So we should never take a stand criticizing populist policies. At least you should not be overtly critical. You will just identify the drawbacks. Okay, targeting is not correct, or inclusion is not correct, or somebody got excluded. You will just criticize the procedural aspect of it. We will never challenge the intent part. Tomorrow you guys are going to become civil servants, not businessmen. Populist schemes are genuinely popular in a democratic country. In a country with this level of income inequalities, welfare policies should not be with contempt. Especially see this tendency among the students. Students saying that government wasting a lot of money. No. Still government has to spend much more money on people. Of course it has to spend in an effective way. All of us wish that. But certain things, because of the exigencies, because they have electoral compulsions, every 5 years they have to win the election, right? Whatever it is, let them spend money on the people, whatever they may. There may be imperfections. They will learn through the process. But never write an essay or never write an answer in which you are overtly critical, saying that the intent of the scheme itself is bad or the ideology behind the scheme is bad. Never take such a stand, right? It will not be taken lightly, right? So that is about this Asara pension scheme. And Kalyana Lakshmi Shadi Mubarak is one more scheme. And what they are doing as part of this scheme, they are putting 1 lakh rupee into the, and there is a reason why they have, Telangana child marriages are rampant. That is the reason in the Telangana society syllabus also they have included this topic, child marriages in Telangana. It's the 5th largest in the country, child marriages. And there is a reason why child marriages are more in Telangana, because of the tribal population and most importantly, indebtedness and bonded labor. Indebtedness and bonded labor is rampant in many parts of Telangana. Because of this feudal system, which has right from the time of Nizam and even before Nizam, there is feudal system. So because of this feudal system, this landlords and all, bonded labor is very rampant. So wherever there is bonded labor, indebtedness, land alienation in such a place, inadvertently the effect will fall on its women in such a society. And women are victims of early marriages or child marriages. And even now it is rampant. Devadasi system, child marriages, these are all the indicators of the degraded social system because of certain economic policies of the past, and they are continuing even in the present. So that is the reason government has launched. It's not, the name might look fanciful, but the intent is genuine. At least this will discourage people from not going for child marriages. And this is also the reason why Telangana, in spite of all its wealth and prosperity, is still a laggard till recently in its maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. It is again because of child marriages. Why Telangana has low women literacy? It is because of high percentage of minority population and tribal population. So all these things can be addressed when a scheme like Kalyana Lakshmi or Shadi Mubarak are taken up. Isn't it? So people take financial incentives seriously, ma. If they believe that, okay, 1 lakh money I am getting, this will not only help me in, marrying my daughter or taking care of expenses of my, family. Some people criticize it. Don't you think it is patriarchal? Why are you giving money? Don't you think you are encouraging that marriages have to be performed by girl's family? It's a social reality. Let's accept it first. When people get to that maturity wherein spending for marriage is responsibility of both, that level of maturity we are still not reached. That is the reality. So governments also have to be realistic. It's a very realistic policy implemented with an intent of discouraging child marriages and promoting women's health. Reproductive and sexual health of the women will take a positive turn when schemes like this are implemented. Okay? That is about this Kalyana Lakshmi and Shadi Mubarak. And IT of Telangana was also made a mention in the budget, especially the targets they have kept. You can see it here. 3 lakh crore is what they want to achieve as part of this second ICT policy, and they want to attract investments worth this much and these many jobs in the electronics and manufacturing sector. They also have to focus on the electronics and semiconductor manufacturing also is the emphasis now. See, already in the budget itself they have mentioned that 1.4 lakh crore. 1.4 lakh crore is the IT exports from Telangana. Big number. IT exports from Telangana means Hyderabad itself. That's the growth engine, right? 1.4 lakh crore. But the target they have kept is 3 lakh crore by the end of this 2021-26. You can definitely expect an essay on this topic or a 10 marker or a 15 marker on this topic. ICT policy of Telangana, read in detail what incentives government is giving and what benefits. And in UPSC also they have asked a question. Social and economic benefits of ICT development in cities. It's a very interesting question. They did not just focus on the economic development. What social developments have happened because of ICT development in Indian cities? Similarly, in Telangana, Hyderabad is an important city, right? So definitely such an you also should be prepared more thoroughly on the ICT development in Telangana. But one intent of the government which is often seen in all the policies and statements is this: they want to encourage tier 1 cities and tier 2 cities. So everybody will prepare on Hyderabad, everybody will prepare on what investments have come to Hyderabad, policies, but also focus on what should be done so that there will be a genuine development in tier 1, tier 2 cities of this so-called ICT sector. Okay. You see, ambitious target, right? 50,000 jobs in tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Okay. Somewhere it has to decentralize now. You should not concentrate all the development. And there can be one more question. Decentralization of administration versus decentralization of development. Decentralization of administration means so many districts they are forming. Some people say, why you are trying to decentralize administration, decentralize government? This is an important debate. Should we decentralize development, or you should decentralize development or decentralize administration? Some people say you need not decentralize administration, focus on decentralizing the development. But the reality is this, wherever the new districts are formed, evidences have suggested us, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, whether it is Tamil Nadu, they have evolved into growth centers. The new districts which are formed, maybe they are small districts, maybe previously or hitherto they are not well developed, but it now turns, one district collector is there, one superintendent of police is there, one court will be established there, and entire administrative setup should come up there. That itself will propel growth. Connectivity will improve. Digital connectivity will improve, physical infrastructure will improve, isn't it? And all these people are coming and settling here, schools will develop, hospitals will develop, so never undermine the significance of formation of new districts. People might think it is just a populist policy. Even the Andhra Pradesh state government has done good job by forming, I think they have formed 26 states, right? Here they have formed 33 districts they have formed. It's a good policy. Definitely all these districts, and evidences are clear cut. Wherever the new districts are formed, they have only contributed positively and they have emerged into new growth centers. And revenues have only improved after the formation of the new districts. There are no evidences to suggest that revenue has come down after the formation of new districts. Especially the real estate will grow. One of my friend, they have big land in Puttaparthi. Previously, they used to think it's waste. They used to worry. They used to always think how to dispose it off. Now, overnight, guy has become filthy rich. Isn't it? Now it has become, and government is asking their land for construction of, some. I don't think the collectorate is coming there, but some buildings are coming there. Suddenly there is an real estate. There is a lot of stimulation of the real estate. That is also economic activity, right? Is real estate not an economic activity? Real estate is very much an economic activity. Okay. Yes. So be prepared on these kind of debates also. Decentralization of growth versus decentralization of administration. Right. So of course, government is saying they want on electric vehicles manufacturing, battery storage systems, consumer electronics, medical devices, medtech park also they are trying to start in the periphery of the city, right? I think on the Sri Salem highway they are planning on its way. Medtech park is about to come, and of course biotech. You already have this biotech hub in Narsingi place, Genome Valley. It has already many big biotech companies. Also be prepared on those aspects. They did not mention in the budget, that's why I'm not discussing. One more thing they made a mention in budget is they have to develop more smart regions, like smart cities, smart regions. Something within a smart city also, more smart regions they want to develop. Means ICT enabled governance, ICT enabled service delivery, all these things they have to focus. So these are the few things which we have discussed under the Telangana budget. So let us try to quickly recap what we have learned over the last 1.5 hours. I want you to talk, so tell me what all you have learned. So we'll quickly revise. Yeah, capital expenditure is the first point we have touched upon, right? So be very clear, when it comes to capital expenditure, Telangana government is doing good, but that does not mean that there is no scope. There is more scope wherein Telangana government can spend on its capital expenditure. But it is not a laggard. It is not a laggard. It's going good, but it has to spend more on investment of the infrastructure. If you want Hyderabad as a world-class capital, yes, it has to invest more. Then what else you have learned? I told this point. Construction sector, real estate sector is an important growth engine of Hyderabad, and of course we also made a discussion about certain initiatives. TS iPass can be a 10 marker, separate 10 marker. Then initiative. BPAS, Building Approval System, something like that, right? Yeah, TS BPAS also. And initiatives like shelter fee, impact fee, all these initiatives, and of course, this popular 2 BHK building program. Government is giving affordable 2 BHK houses that also stimulates economic activity and the construction sector, right? So by all these activities, government has stimulated the growth of the real estate sector. That is also reason in the JLL City Momentum Index, something Hyderabad is ranking 5th place. And these kind of ideas will also be helpful in writing essays. Growth and development of Telangana. Here you can say, you have to make a mention when you are talking about growth and development of Telangana. If you don't talk about construction sector, real estate sector, it will not be a complete essay. You have to mention about construction sector and real estate sector of Telangana without fail. And you have to mention about this TSI pass. It's held all over, right? Yeah, they have, who already have plots. Government said we will give you 3 lakh rupees. So yes, then they can. They can. That's what. If people already have plots, they can have. They can construct buildings as per their own requirement. Then what else? Education, especially Manavuru, Manabadi is one. Manavuru, Manabadi mandate is very simple. It's just school infrastructure upgradation. School infrastructure upgradation. But ideally, they also should focus more on teacher training. Then learning, learning outcomes improvement also should be the focus adequately there. So you can write this in your answers. We also should focus on learning outcomes improvement. We also should focus on teacher training, isn't it? So that we are more in tune with the national education policy of Government of India. You can take such a stand. Then, yeah, data centers also we have discussed. Data centers question can be like, where should we develop data centers? Where should we develop data centers, and what are the constraints in establishment of data centers? What are the benefits of having data centers? What can government do for effective functioning or effectively working of the data centers? All these things can be a good question. And potential of Telangana, especially potential of Telangana when it comes to establishment of the data centers. That's one good idea. Then what else I've learned? Then we did not go into much depth, but we touched upon the irrigation. One point which they have mentioned in the budget itself is a significant improvement in the cultivated area in Telangana. That numbers are important. Post Telangana state formation, you must have heard that Telangana movement is based on one of the important plank is improvement of the irrigation area. So they have lived up to their expectations and they have invested a lot of money on the irrigation, and the efforts are actually bore the fruit also, and now the cultivated area has increased and the irrigation area also has increased, no doubt. Then what else? And some names of the irrigation projects, major irrigation projects also we have mentioned. Palle Pragati, Telangana Rural Inclusive Growth Project. Telangana Rural Inclusive Growth Project. I told there are certain components of it, right? Value chain development, human development, Samagra, Palle Pragati Kendras, all these things like project implementation efforts, all these things they are trying to do as part of the Palle Pragati scheme. To be more specific, they are giving money for improving green cover, improving sanitation, they are giving money for development of the burial grounds, and most importantly that one-stop centers, Samagra Palle Pragati Kendras, for financial services, for for government, G2C, government to citizen services, and also they are acting as a centers for dissemination of knowledge, centers for dissemination of governance related knowledge. All these benefits we are getting accrued because of this citizen service centers, which have been upgraded to the status of Samagra Palle Pragati Kendrams. That can be a good 10 mark in governance topic. They have given 5 chapters on governance. So ideas like this can be important. Yeah. On monthly basis funding will be provided. That's a good governance innovation. It's like motivating them to spend See, usually people will be parking funds and they'll try to spend all money at the end of the year. We call it March rush. Rather than, to avoid that tendency, they are giving money on constant basis, so they will have that motivation to fund, they will plan effectively and they will finish off the projects. Then what else we have learned? Yeah, health, in the context of health, we have mentioned about in the budget, they have mentioned about the medical colleges. That's another significant, especially when it comes to tertiary healthcare. Providing 33 medical colleges is the vision by 2023, I think, if I'm not incorrect. So 2023, 33 medical colleges is, and 1,000 crores they have given money. Big money. 1,000 crores, 33 medical colleges, and it's a significant jump. 2014 state has found by 2023 33 medical colleges, and right from 70 years only 3 medical colleges. That shows what a significant improvement it is. Definitely, maybe the quality might get compromised and the medical students might complain of degrading of the quality of the education. Okay, that should be taken care, no doubt. Having said this, the healthcare availability will be definitely better when these many medical colleges come up, isn't it? You have to accept it. In the same context, I also mentioned about Basti Davakanas, and of course, which is based on the Mohalla Clinic of Delhi. Isn't it? These are neighborhood clinics. Free diagnostics, free laboratory, free medicines, free consultations of the doctor is a good scheme. And they have mentioned about TIMS in the budget, Telangana Institute of Medical Sciences. 4,000 beds hospital is the plan behind it. Right? Then what else we have learned? Mission Kakatiya we discussed, though we did not go into in depth and detail. We mentioned about how Mission Kakatiya led to different benefits and how much significant revival of various minor irrigation tanks happened in the aftermath of launch of Mission Kakatiya. We have made a mention, right? Then we discussed about the difference between Raitu Bandhu scheme and PM Kisan scheme, right? Important differences. So Raitu Bandhu is provided for support. Irrespective of the cap, everybody will be provided. Whereas PM Kisan, as we have updated recently, they have told that it's not that 2 hectare cap or 5 acre cap is removed. Now there are just few exceptions. Yes, IT PAs, doctors, some people are excluded. Apart from these exceptions, all the people are provided with this. But 6,000 is very less when compared to 10,000 per acre in case of Raitu Bandhu scheme. But tenant farmers, as we have updated right now, are excluded from both the PM Kisan Nidhi and Raitu Bandhu scheme, right? Kaliya scheme of Odisha, right? Kaliya scheme of Odisha seems included both tenant farmers also. And one more thing you have to remember, in Raitu Bandhu scheme, they are also providing as part of Raitu Bandhu only insurance, life insurance to farmers. Raitu Bima is clubbed with Raitu Bandhu. I think 5 lakh rupees they are providing for the farmers. Life insurance. Life insurance means in case of death of a farmer, they are providing, I think within 10 days. Within 10 days they are giving, irrespective of the cost of the death, 5 lakh rupees to the farmers. Yes. Then what else? Any other important things we learned? Oil palm cultivation we mentioned. It's an important economic policy also. One, so that we will effectively consume the oil palm, isn't it? So we need not import it. We will have native production, and Telangana also has the potential for export potential of the oil palm. The ambition is it's very ambitious. The targets kept are very ambitious. You read the document, that numbers can be important because Telangana State Oil Palm Mission has been launched. So they can ask a 10 marker on Telangana State Oil Palm Mission. Benefits of the mission, and of course, as we have discussed, it will help in the crop diversification of Telangana also. Yes. Any other ideas? Dalit Bandhu scheme. Dalit Bandhu scheme with big outlay and very simple scheme, putting money directly into the accounts of the Dalit entrepreneurs. It's an ambitious scheme. Entire country has commented on it. Many people responded positively on the intent of the scheme, And if the vision of the scheme is really realized, it will contribute to significant socio-economic empowerment of the Dalits of the Telangana region. I think we should discuss a little bit more in depth and detail about the Dalit Bandhu scheme. Dalit Bandhu scheme, you have to expect a 10 marker on it. It's not only politically popular, but it is also widely debated for its, economic prudence, for its, governance challenges. On many counts, it was widely debated. It was reported in all the national papers also. So Dalit Bandhu can be an important topic for the exam. Anything else? IT sector, isn't it? We ended the discussion with the IT sector. IT also can be an important topic. IT can be an essay also. But focus should be more on how to develop IT in the tier 2 cities and tier 1 cities of the Telangana. Apart from, of course, Hyderabad is in the autopilot mode. Investments are just pouring in Hyderabad. People are literally now competing to invest in Hyderabad. So Hyderabad is secured now, but government also is now thinking, because in the very beginning I have commented saying that why Andhra, though it does not have a city like Visakhapatnam, is hardly 1/8 or 1/10 of Hyderabad. If you guys have been to Visakhapatnam, it's not as big as Hyderabad. But in spite of that, why AP? Because AP has many towns and many small cities. And agrarian economy of AP is somewhat bigger because of 2 Godavari districts and Krishna Guntur district and Nellore district. Their agrarian economy is much more vibrant, and they have big trading potential. And of course, they have some coastal cities which have added to their positive advantage. And we also have mentioned one biggest constraint or challenge with Telangana is lack of a coastal city. And Telangana also should focus on at least taking for lease 1 or 2 ports in the neighbor state of Andhra Pradesh, should develop it and use it for its positive advantage, and should develop good port hinterland connectivity. Port hinterland connectivity is what Telangana should invest in, right? So with this, I want to conclude this Telangana budget analysis, and I just want to announce that we are coming up with a couple of modules on this. One module will be on Telangana essay, which will be taken by Kalyan. Kalyan sir, you must be aware. Then another module is Telangana paper 6, Telangana state formation. It's a very important topic, paper 6, that I'll be taking up. The last part I'll be taking up. First 2 components, there are 3 parts of it, part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1, Telangana society, I myself will be handling because I also take it at RC Reddy. So I have decent knowledge about Telangana society. Telangana society I'll be handling. Any other things also we'll keep you posted for, but I want to focus in the mains phase. I want to focus a little more because that is my strength. So during mains phase, we want to have a dedicated mains mentorship program. So I wish all of you also comfortably clear your claims examination and enter that mains phase of the examination. So it will be more, interesting and inspiring discussions. So with this, I want to conclude the session. I'll share this document with you. Just revise it once. I did not go exhaustive. I just try to expose you to various assets of Telangana. Some of you are already into the preparation. That's good. If you are not into the preparation, monitor your time accordingly and start preparing for it. Thank you.